Hi guys, Blake here today with Lilley's Landing Resort and Marina on Lake Taneycomo. It is, oh man, that's hard to tighten. It is Friday, June the 11th, and I'm going to do the one cast for you today. Probably should have got that set before I started. There we go. Alright. So, it is a beautiful, partly cloudy day here. It is about 91 degrees or so. And I have boated up here. I am starting right above the tennis court. So they are running 6,166 cubic feet per second today, which is just right at 2 units. The schedule says that's what they're supposed to run all day. How's it going, guys? Good. Yeah, I'm doing it right now. Cool. You guys catching some fish? Yeah. What's the fishing report?
Mostly on Jigs and beach jigs.
Sculpin and peach?
Ginger.
Sculpin and ginger?
Yeah.
Awesome. Alright, well, that's what I've got on.
Awesome.
So, very good. Well, we've got one fishing report today, Sculpin and ginger jigs. I got a Sculpin and peach on, so I hope that one works. Sculpin head, I'm using 16th ounce with 2-pound line. Let's see, Dwayne told me this morning, I heard that Dwayne said the fishing was a little slow. I think they were still catching them on the scuds. I just talked to Captain Jeremy Rasnick on my way up here a second ago. He said that they had caught about half of their fish on the fly rod with a scud and half on their spinning rods with scuds dragging on the bottom, but he also said that it was only fair to middling for the bite. And we've had some boats come back today, reported a alright bite down by Monkey Island in the 65 bridge, but they also said that it was hit and miss. So I'd say for today's review so far, the fishing's been a little tougher, having to work for them a little harder today. Like I said, I'm starting off with a Sculpin and peach 16th ounce jig with a Sculpin head on 2-pound line. I'm going to drift kind of in close towards the north bank here, and I'm going to fish out towards the deep water in the middle. I'm thinking now that the sun's up high noon here that maybe we'll find some more of those fish kind of more towards the center of the lake, which is definitely the case as it gets this time of the year and this time of the day. You usually have to go out to the deeper sections to find the fish. So nothing officially, nothing officially on the first cast. We are fairly busy for Friday. We already have pontoon boats coming in and turning around and going back out again, starting to look a bit like last summer did. Ooh, that might have been a bite. Let's see if I had moss on there. No moss, I'm thinking that might have been a fish. So as I float down this specific spot, I've got my boat close enough to the bank over here that I am in the slower water. And there's a fish. The water out there is moving a touch faster. It's also deeper. So since my boat's moving slower here and the water's moving faster out there, I'm getting a bit of a swing with my jig. So I kind of want to favor my cast a little bit upstream and let it swing down past the boat. I think this is a nice fish. Oh yeah. Really pretty colors. Oh my gosh, look at that belly. Really pretty male here. Just beautiful. So anyway, like I said, I'm holding this side, casting out into the middle where that drop off is. And so the few things to take into mind is that my jig's going to swing down current because it's running faster out there. I'm going to have to give it time to sink deeper initially, because the water's deeper out there, and as it gets towards me, it shallows up onto this flat. So the closer I get it to the boat, a little bit faster I can work it, but that initial cast, I need to cast it upstream and give it just a touch more time to sink. Welcome breeze blowing in right now. Make it a little harder to feel my jig under the water, but it does feel good in that sun. I would suppose these 2-unit flows that they've been doing for now 2 days probably have something to do with the White River. Maybe they've gotten a little bit of water dumped out of it to where they can increase the flow here and at Bull Shoals. Oh, come on. Okay. Something got caught up around my rod tip and I totally threw my jig off. That was a good jig too. So I got to re-string real quick. Still feeling good about the sculpin and peach with the sculpin head, 16th ounce. So I'm just going to put the same thing back on here. Seems like there's a wave going by whenever I'm trying to turn. Let's go drifting. got back to Cincinnati last night, where he spent the night, and he will be back sometime this evening from Alaska. He might have recorded maybe a one-cast footage in Alaska while he was there. Get to see one of those soon, some pictures. I haven't heard anything about how the trip went so far, so it's just as much news to me as it is to any of you guys. Another jig that I thought about using before I came out here would have been the tri-olives in the light or the dark. Both those tri-olive colors are really great last summer anytime the sun was out and bright like this. But I didn't have any in the 16 in my box. So I need to go restock when I get back. The 2 units, the way it's running right now, is still, especially with 2-pound tests, is a 16th ounce jigging flow for me. I think you could probably go up to 4-pound line right now and throw a 3/32 ounce and kind of get about the same effect. I'm a fan of throwing the lighter jigs whenever I can get away with it. Chasing it back to the boat, he went for it 3 times on this one. Definitely some trout laid up here in this shallower water. I'm looking at groups of 4 and 5 here as we drift down. It wasn't that far away from the boat, to be real honest with you. 20 feet or so. Fish. Last time I looked, it seemed like Table Rock had crested at almost 923, just right underneath that. I don't know, however, once again, I should have looked if Beaver still just holding back water, waiting to release their water too because of the lower lakes. Which is probably the case because they were all the way up at their flood pool. I'll let that one swim just a little too long, so I was dragging the bottom of the touch there. Once you get this far down, the current, this inside bend is still a little slower, but once the lake straightens out like it has, the water speed kind of picks up the same. I think I was casting a little too far back there. I think the 10-day forecast is calling for these same temperatures, anywhere from the 89 to 93 degree range. Oh! Get it. Got him. That fish followed it up. There was 2 fish following my jig to the boat there. And this one, I just kept wiggling it and pulling it away from him, and he finally grabbed a hold of it. Pretty. This one is a really bright pink stripe there. It's a red throat. Pretty neat. That's what some people call a cut bow out here. I don't believe that's what it is. I think that's just the genetics of them. But they just have that little, red spot on the throat there. That one looks really pretty. Oh, there's another one chasing it. Well, there it is again. They're chasing it all the way to the boat, and I'm watching them, and I'm just feathering that jig in front of their face. Oh, yeah. Really? I think it's time to replace the line on my rod. Eventually, no matter how good a line is, once it gets enough twisting in it, it will start to break easily. And that wasn't even a big fish at all. And the line just snapped. I've used this line pretty heavily for the last 6 months. I think was the last time I spooled this rod, so I'd say it's time for a new spool line here. Alright, I don't have any sculpin and peach with a sculpin head left, so we're going sculpin and ginger with a sculpin head. Really not part of the day. I have to say the juke bite is seeming fairly good to me. Oh, there was a fish. They're definitely taking their time. Oh, he had it in his mouth. I can see him chasing it. Didn't manage to get that. Across here is really shallow, so I need to let my jig sink nearly as far. I'm not even leaving as much slack in it. I'm trying to push a little bit off the bottom. It's only at best 3 foot deep.